Between 1847 and 1851, 9 wealthy plantation owners in central Alabama met gruesome ends in their locked bedrooms. Crushed windpipes, no struggle, tongues severed and placed in hands, or mouths stuffed with cotton bowls. Each had recently bought a towering mute slave named Jacob 69-72. Mahogany skin, dinner plate hands, pale gray eyes. Newspapers dubbed it nighttime apoplexy, but planters whispered of a hunter in the shadows. The story, buried for 170 years in dusty archives, reveals a calculated revenge that shook the slave-holding elite. Lowndes County, pre-Civil War Alabama, was cotton's empire, where soil yielded fortunes and humans were chattel. Planters like Cornelius Vaughn ruled like kings, financing rails, gins, and ruinous loans. In summer 1847, Vaughn of Sweet Gum Plantation paid $850, double the rate, for Jacob at a Savannah auction. The mute giant, estimated 28, was prized. Silent, he couldn't plot or testify. Chained for show, Jacob arrived with eerie grace, outpicking 3 men in his first week. Vaughn, 52, stern spirit breaker, who tore families apart to quash rebellion, assigned Jacob to the prime field gang. An overseer, Randall Peak, whipped him once. Jacob's gray-eyed stare froze Peak's blood. He never struck again. Jacob ate alone in woods, fueling whispers, praying, planning, remembering. 83 days later, September 3, Vaughn died in his locked room. Bulging eyes, severed tongue in hand, throat pulverized beyond human strength. 7 cotton bowls, semicircled, on his pillow. No struggle, windows shut. Sheriff Thomas Braddock called it a fit, but whispers grew. At the funeral, Jacob watched unbowed from the rear. 3 weeks on, widow Margaret sold Jacob for $600 to Thaddeus Reinhardt of Fairhope Plantation, eager for the cotton machine. Reinhardt, 60, whip-happy widower, demeaned the silent giant, kneeling orders, face slaps. October 27, Reinhardt dead similarly, mouth cotton-stuffed, cheeks bulging. Braddock connected the sales. Jacob vanished from quarters, untraced. Digging records, Braddock uncovered horror. Jacob sold 9 times in 18 months. 8 buyers dead in weeks. Same modus, locked rooms, mutilations. Governor ordered quiet hanging. Planters barricaded, but winter passed bloodless until February 1848. Josiah Grantham slain at Elmwood. Jacob bought weeks prior from Reinhardt's heirs. Elderly healer Bethany, African-born, revealed Jacob's past. Mute boy in 1,820 seconds, South Carolina. Son of tall West African mother and brutal overseer Samuel Colton, who raped enslaved women. Silence made Jacob invisible. Overseers blabbed secrets. At 10, mother fell fatally. 3 days later, Colton's throat crushed. Boy sold off. Braddock's breakthrough. Grantham's son dreamed of Jacob's ceiling crawling. Hallway beams bore heavy marks from servant stairs. Jacob braced walls, spider-like, dropping on victims' midnight errand, staging scenes. Inhuman strength, but his size fit. Horror deepened. How often had he lurked above sleeping families? Precautions failed. William Sturdivant lasted 4 months, slain despite guards. Fresh ceiling scars. Governor formed patrol. 20 slave catchers, led by cruel Tennessean Marcus Pettigrew. $5,000 bounty. Tracing sales, Pettigrew saw pattern. Victims, harsh masters, Colton associates in shady trades. Cross-referencing, 3 targets left. Harwick, Drummond, Delane. Guards posted. Harwick died. August 1848. Tongue in prayer, folded hands. Ledgers showed Jacob bought weeks prior, hiding in-house during watch. Jacob wasn't fleeing. He infiltrated via sales, using enslavement's access. Panic peaked. Slaves scrutinized. Drummond fled to hotel. Delane auctioned all, fleeing to Texas. September 10. Pettigrew captured Jacob in Delane's fields. The Gient submitted, unnaturally smiling, wanting chains. Guarded 24/7, he starved, eyes open. Third night, chains glowed red hot, fracturing. Delane stayed to watch dawn hanging. That night, in locked room, pistol ready, he woke to Jacob's face above, hands crushing throat, yet guards swore Jacob never left post. Ninth victim, cotton ring, severed tongue in prayer hands. Pettigrew confronted, not alone? Jacob raised 9 fingers, victims or accomplices. At sale viewings, buyers' body slaves rounded up. 13 lined. 10th, lighter-skinned Samuel, gray eyes, Colton branded shoulder. 6 more marked 7 total, Colton survivors. Jacob decoyed. They killed. Interrogations silent, but revelation shattered. Enslaved network, 40-year vengeance on Colton's web. Public trial risked inspiring revolts. Quiet executions. The 16th of September 1848, Jacob smiling to drop. Cover-up. Disease. Deaths. Records scrubbed, apoplexy certificates. Erased names. One more. Caught 1,849. 9th vanished. By 1852, Pettigrew quit, haunted by sealing eyes. Braddock fled to Texas. Died mysteriously, 1,863. Plantations endure, history sanitized, no plaques for Big Jacob. Truth from fragments. Born to 1,819, mute Jacob avenged mother's murder on Colton via ceiling drop at 10 D.